Hello Factorio people, welcome back to the broadcast from Space Age XL, where we're making our megabase. We're working towards megabasing. Hope you're all doing alright. My headphones are definitely on their way out, if you've been watching the Mahjong videos as well. I don't really know what to do about it. Just keeping my eye on the audio mixer in OBS here. It's working now, but I can't guarantee that there won't be a problem like 35 minutes into the video, and obviously I'm not going to watch the whole video back just to make sure, so we'll try our best. Link in the description to my Ko-fi page if you want to contribute to the Fenton's new headphone fund. New microphone headphone fund. We'll see. Alright. Also in the description you'll find a blueprint book, which I think I neglected to mention last time. So feel free to have at it. Completely free of charge from me to you. That's my present. Alright, without further ado, let's jump straight into it, shall we? Last time we went back to Vulcanus and we sorted out much better and faster metallurgic science and ensured that we would have a nice healthy supply of turbo transport belts to send around the solar system, because of course you can only make these on Vulcanus, so it's very important that your Vulcanus logistics is up to scratch. I think I forgot to mention this power module thing, because the solar and the accumulators, they do a very good job. Solar on Vulcanus is very good. Oh, I need to sort these cables out. But also steam is like extremely free. The amount of steam we're making here just to turn into water for the oil processing, I am able to, yeah, 10k steam a second. That is even if we need all of them, which we very rarely do. Anyway, so I neglected to mention that. Right, what we're going to do today is we're going to go back to Navis. We're going to sort a few things out. A bit of housekeeping phase. And then we're going to go to Aquilo, or Aquio, as some people call it. Some people would say they were wrong. But it's not up to me, I suppose. So yes, let's head back to Navis, shall we? One of the things I wanted to check back here was how the quality farm thing was going. This is not brilliant, of course. It's more just sort of leave it off in the background doing stuff, and maybe we can use it to get some modular armor stuff that we need. It certainly is making a lot. Processing units is a bit of a bottleneck, which is a shame because so much good stuff needs processing units. And I'd really like some better personal Roboport Mark IIs, but then we need better superconductors, so I think how Woob intended people to tackle this was to just stick quality modules in like basically everything that didn't need speed or productivity modules. And just siphon off, you know, because, like, to be fair, all of these are doing nothing. Well, not nothing, but, you know, like, the steel especially. I've over-egged this. Like, I could, but then you can't speed module it, so it would be very slow anyway. I mean, you could speed module it, obviously, but... Right. I've also redesigned the module hub thing, because it was here, it was a bit slow, it was not, you know... And as I say, the Navis base is very, very well scaled for stuff that we need. Green circuits, red circuits, processing units, they're kind of just idle most of the time, so... Ah! Really? Oh my god, the artillery shot them. Okay, well that's embarrassing. Jump scare. The artillery shot at them, that shouldn't be allowed, should it? Anyway, ignore that, don't worry about that, that's not a problem. It didn't destroy any chests, did it? No, it's fine. So if we put quality module, if we put quality module 3s in the end result, then this slows the crafting speed of the machines down, which means that you can get away with two EM plants making Mark 3s, 2 EM plants making Mark 2s with 1 speed 3 module in, and 3 EM plants making Mark 1s with 1 speed module in, and this will give you ever so slightly overscaled ratio of 4.5 tier 3 modules a minute, and then if you put quality module, obviously you've got the quality modules in here, you'll get some. I know we spent a long time last time on Fulgora belabouring this whole upcycling thing. This is also completely valid. The thing on Now Vista though is that I will just want generic ones, right? I will just want plain ones. My Lunar class shuttle here is asking for Mark 3s of everything because we just want to send those around to places. The higher tier modules we only really want for very precise things. Okay, alright, and speaking of modules, I was looking at Gleba, and I was thinking, we use an awful lot of bioflux to make nutrients, to make eggs, but if we're not using Gleban science, all of those eggs just get burnt. So I was thinking about a way to slow down but not cease egg production. And I have finally found a use for the functionality that inserters can add and remove modules to beacons. So you remember over here we've got this simple decider combinator. So this decider combinator says if there's more than 5,000 science, don't pick up any eggs. Don't make fresh science, don't worry about the eggs. This was fine, but of course this was making so many eggs and burning so many eggs that it was a bit silly, and that was causing bioflux to be unnecessarily slow. So also, if we don't need to make any eggs, then you can take the speed modules out of these beacons and slow down egg production to a mere +8 a second. So this is still more than enough eggs to keep the system going. But as soon as a rocket arrives and takes science, editor mode, Gleba, remove all the science, put the chests back, press play. The inserters will add the speed modules back to the beacons, speeding up the system, adding 10 extra eggs to a second. And then as soon as that science number is hit... Sorry, I know I'm being extremely... I'm so proud of this. I'm so... yeah. So then the modules just go into a provider chest that puts the modules back in the system, and then the requester chest requests 2 more so that it's ready should there be, you know, some fluctuations. I don't know, is this obvious? Is everyone doing this? I've not seen anybody do this. I've not seen anybody do this. Some people would say, well, it doesn't really matter, does it? Just burn the extra eggs. But eggs take a fair amount of... Well, they take... You know. Anyway, I thought this was really smart. I'm patting myself on the back here big time for this one. And now that I've realised that I always knew that you could use inserters to take modules out of beacons, I just never saw a practical use for it. This is the first practical use case I have for it, and now that I've got one, I'm going to use it everywhere. I'm going to over-engineer everything to do this. Okay. Alright, we got another problem on Nowvis, and that is unfortunately the sushi labs, it's just not cutting it anymore. It's just not cutting it. It doesn't work for the amount of labs I've got in. You can see here that all the science is sort of blocked up together, and a lot of the labs just have missing science packs a lot of the time, just because I thought about trying to do my best to keep it sushi, like maybe I would make the inner belts slower, that might do something, but it didn't seem to do anything interesting. it didn't seem to mix it up in a nice way. It just doesn't work, unfortunately. So, really, if I'm in I was in editor mode. You know, if the inner belt is slightly slower, it still doesn't really work. Although it is now funnily enough working. But oh, there we go. It said missing science packs there for a moment. It does look cool, doesn't it? The two different speeds of belts like that, but it's not sustainable, frankly. It's not sustainable, so we need to fix it. Okay, it's normal, boring labs. I'm sorry. But this will at least... Oh my god, artillery shell range 6! Yes, yes! I did a level of shell damage as well, but I realise now that in Factorio 2.0 the spawners have more health based on evolution. You probably just saw it there momentarily. It will just be down here when I hover over it. Yeah, plus 797% health from evolution. So this will max out, because evolution on Navis is 95%, but it will obviously, you know, can go up to... It won't ever get to 100%, it'll get to 99, and then 99.9, and then 99.99 and stuff. So this will have a hard limit, but just one level of shell damage is going to work for a little while, but not forever. Not forever. I can't remember when... Oh no, I do remember when I did it, I won't talk about that now. Yeah, so the labs... Oh, why does that not work when nothing's being researched? Have we got anything that needs everything? Oh, I know. Planet Discovery Aquilo. That's a good idea, isn't it? This will consume 476 actual physical packs to give us a total of 476 plus times 2 for the science pack drain, plus 40% of that number for the 40% productivity. Now, we're not making that much science yet in a lot of things, in a lot of cases, but we've got the backlog on the belt, right? So we have in some way, shape or form hit 1,000 science per minute. Now that's obviously not megabase, alright, in Factorio. What is going on? Oh, that's right, we're launching attacks. That's not megabase in Factorio 2.0. This is small fry, you know? This is kilo base, using your SI unit prefixes. Yes, this set of attacks made me realise that the defences were good, and now they're kind of not very good anymore. Like, they're fine. Nothing ever breaches the wall. But we do end up losing laser turrets and stuff, so we got a big housekeeping phase about to happen. And one thing that I do with that is I add laser turrets to the wall, because biters also have atrocious Tesla coil resistance. Really, really terrible. So just supplementing the walls with Tesla turrets will be very, very easy and very, very easy to do. So I've just updated the blueprints with some Tesla coils in. I underrated these to start with because you research them at the same time as the Tesla gun, which needs ammo. I always assumed these needed ammo. They don't. They just work. They just work off the power of the grid. So I underrated these at first, but they're actually very, very good. Alright, big old housekeeping phase. Okay, I made some notes as well, so I didn't forget anything. Better module grid. Yes, we've established that already. With some lasers, just in case the worst happens. Because we got rid of this smaller biter nest thing, we've only got this one up here, and due to the systems we put in place last time, no eggs are actually in the logistics system ever. But that's fine. Every now and then I am sort of telling the bots to just remove these 100 eggs. Yeah, here they come. And they'll take 100 eggs and put them in the system by themselves. That's not very automated of you, is it? No, you are right. But I've been doing this for a long time already, and I've already got 1,200 prod module 3s, so I'm only really doing it when I remember to do it every now and then. And then how's this going? Oh yeah, all the quality modules are just sort of being siphoned off currently into this system down here, and I would like some more cargo bays of high qualities because my frigate design is good, but space is becoming an issue, and I don't want to redesign the whole ship just to add more cargo bays. EM plants for solar and accumulators. Oh yes, of course, that was an easy win. I don't know why I didn't do that bloody years ago, but there we go. And I'm still adding solar grids as and when I see fit. Now these belts in foundries. Oh yeah, of course. Like again, I'm not sure what. Like it was so easy to just take these assemblers and move them over here. I'd already done it for blues, but I just disrespected how much saving. I know that it's very, very good. I just didn't. I was lazy. All right, I was far too lazy. Iron was never a problem. I never saw the point. But I've done it now to be real and proper. Green circuits wasn't optimal. Oh yes, it wasn't. One red inserter was not loading enough iron in quickly enough. And then I've also done this side loading thing here to just make sure that this fills. This one is superfluous, right? This is enough to fill a belt for the most part. 0.933. So then this machine here, this one is just going to fill the gaps in the top half of the belt. As you can see, any gaps that should arise here, this will fill in. And this one will do the same for the bottom half of the belt. We're not producing an entire belt, or consuming an entire blue belt of green circuit, so it's not happening at the moment, but yes, this just needed a brief change. But it's fine now. The Aquilo ship is being built. This is just a Lunar class ship with some things that we need for Aquilo. Take nuclear reactors. That's my advice to you. Take way more heat pipes than this. And Tesla turrets in the wall blueprints, of course. Yes, so here they are. They're in the blueprint book. Even the inside corner, of which we only have one, and it's in the worst possible place imaginable. Yep, still haven't fixed this. Still haven't fixed this. You're right. You want to see the Tesla turrets in action? I can do that for you. I can acquiesce to that. Spitters, though, are the problem, aren't they? That's better, isn't it? That's a lot better. Lamau. That's going to be a Lamau from me, dog. Right. There we go. Alright, so Aquilo is researched, the ship is built. Let's go! I think really the biggest piece of advice in making sure your Aquilo ship is up to scratch is making sure that the overlap of these turrets is not... Like, if you put these on the edge... The gun turrets go on the edge, but if you put the missile ones on the edge, they waste so much time shooting asteroids that were never ever going to be any threat to you. I really should have done one more level of explosive damage, because you can see that it's taking 3 missiles to kill asteroids by like such a tiny amount. It's leaving them on 2,000. Missed it. What was that, like 90? $92. It's leaving them on 92 HP. So one more level of explosive damage will, like, halve the number of missiles we need to fire. I mean, not half, but, you know, 33%. Which is basically half. 33 is basically 50, isn't it? Come on, let's be honest. So, just for clarity then, we're on physical projectile damage 12 and explosive damage 12. Oh no, we're on physical projectile damage 11, and we're on explosive damage 12. So yeah, the 64,000 science 1. And every now and then, somehow an asteroid just about clips the corner and you'll lose a piece of wall. That's about as bad as it gets. Yeah, so like this is quite an unlucky set of spawns, but it's dealing with it, It's fine. Yeah, there we go. Like that was an actual gargantuan wave of asteroids. This also looks like it might be a bit hairy. It's fine. Yeah, the worst I've ever seen this ship do on its journey was, yeah, just clip the wing here once or twice. There we go, we're at Aquilo. And the Lunar class ship is coming with us as well. This is the one I'm actually in, obviously. You think I'd go in the first one? What? No. Go in the second one, just to be sure. So this one's got a bunch of other stuff. This one is the one that will actually do the backwards and forwardsing when we're ready. But this has also got the concrete and the heat pipes and the rocket silo stuff and things like that. So let's get started. Start with 2 nuclear power plants right next to each other. Their 100% neighborhood bonus makes them speed up insanely quickly. Like, I mean, there was a lot of heat still in these pipes. All right, okay, that's not a very fair test. That's not a very fair test, but it's very fast. It's faster than trying to use heating towers and rocket fuel, for example. This will also get you some power, but you need to bring a few solar panels just to get a few pieces of ice melted to get the water for the steam turbines. And then you also need to do some heat pipe shenanigans to get the most out of this. Why did I do it like that? I don't know. What? Excuse me? What is going on? Yes. Okay, fine. Strange. How am I out of heat? How am I out of heat pipes already? There we go. Oh no, that didn't actually connect. I'll put it there instead. Okay, there we go. This is pretty foolproof, really, as far as Aquilo starts go. It's quick. Uranium fuel cells are so easy to get at this stage in the game. They go 10 in a rocket, 50 stack size, you know, it shouldn't be a problem launching 100 of these up, and 100 of these will last you an hour? Well, it will last you 3 hours. So these obviously burn through the uranium fuel cells at the same pace regardless. They're not as efficient as other fuel sources, which only go when they're needed, but it's always needed because you got heat pipes, right? And you can have a problem where you add a lot of heat pipes all at once that all suddenly need heating, and you cause cold shock to make its way through the system. But with 2 nuclear power plants right next to each other like this, you know, that's 320 megawatts of heat. It's quite hard for this to be an issue, providing you are keeping on top of uranium fuel cells, which, as I say, is not the hardest thing to deal with in the world. Okay. Let's keep going. And then I like to start by just making ice platforms. Like doing nothing but make ice platforms. Because you'll be surprised at how much ice platform you need. And it's not too, in my opinion, it's not too worthwhile designing anything robust until you get cryogenic plants done. And the reason for that is cryogenic plants make everything that you would want to make on Aquilo in chemical labs anyway, but they have a 2 crafting speed by default, and they have 8 module slots. 8, Jeremy, 8. You're insane. So just rush to cryogenic plants basically, which you get by just making a lithium plate, which is very easy to do. But you then also need to, you know, have some lithium plates. Superconductors and processing units need to come in, which is why the Aquilo ship should have stopped off at Fulgura on its way, but that's fine. And you'll need holmium plate as well. You'll need holmium plate here eventually, so yeah, for the lithium. But you can get lithium from your initial like clearing of the rocks, so you don't necessarily need to worry too much about that. But so it's very easy to make some lithium. There they are. I knew I brought some. I knew I did bring some. But this will just give you a decent, not a huge supply, obviously. This is a very, very slow process. It's only 37 a minute, but just being able to just sort of like square off this, you know, fill in all of these gaps here, just to make it. You don't need a lot of space on Aquilo. You really, really don't. But at the same time, you'll be surprised at how quickly it runs out. Faster, please. Thank you. There you go. That's all you need to do. Alright, let's carry on. Okay, the first cryo plant has just been made in the assembler. This doesn't have an innate productivity bonus like the other unique buildings, but it still lets you, you know, put 8 modules in it, so we'll get a whole bunch of cryogenic plants sorted. You need refined concrete, so yes, the Aquilo shuttle now goes to Fulgura and picks up holmium plate and superconductors, and then while it's back on Nalvis, get some refined concrete. So we'll be able to automate cryogenic plants via that system eventually. Anyway, we've got some lithium going on here, just because obviously we will need some of it, but as I say, we're kind of sort of just bootstrapping Aquilo in the best way we can. But now that we've got cryogenic plants, we can redesign this section, because this ammoniacal solution separation can use cryogenic plants. And yeah, you can put efficiency modules in them as well to help with your power supply and so on and so forth. So I shouldn't have put this much work in, to be honest with you. I really should have just taken all the lithium I got from the rocks on this starter island, made some lithium to make some cryogenic plants, and not bothered with basically any of this. This was all irrelevant. But what can I say? This is only the third time. This will be the third time I've done Aquilo ever in my life, and I haven't internalized the best practices for it yet. But I'm here to tell you now that I've done it 3 times, I'm here to tell you, just make cryogenic plants and do it like that. Don't faff around with this. There's no harm in it. Like, you're going to need this anyway. You're going to need to put the heat pipes down for this. But doing this with the lithium was a real waste of time. Doing this with the solid fuel was a real waste of time. It's a bit like Gleba in that sense, right? Where you do it and then you realise that, oh wait, actually I could have done this. I need to redo this whole thing now that I've decided that I'm actually doing it like this. I really like Aquilo. I actually really like it. I think it's really good. Kind of want to just do a Nowvis run where Nowvis is frozen and everything needs a heat pipe. Is that insane? Am I insane? Yes. Yes, you are. Alright, we've reconfigured this to use cryogenic plants. 6 of these, half a dozen of the other. 6 of these will be a green belt of ice. So obviously that's fine, and then once you get some stack inserters, you can speed this up. But you need a lot of ice. Don't underestimate the ice that you need to keep. It goes into ice platforms. It also goes into the actual science at the end. Not in huge numbers, but it does. You need to melt it. It's the only way you'll get power on Aquilo, unless you want to use solar panels, but obviously don't do that, because they have a minus 99% debuff on Aquilo. Solar power in atmosphere 1%. Yeah, so maybe don't do that. I've said this before, I wish there was a way to ship charged accumulators around, like in Dyson Sphere program. That would be neat. That would be cool. Okay, so we're beginning our reliance. We're beginning to end our reliance on nuclear power, and the solid fuel from ammonia recipe is very good. It's very efficient. I've seen some people say, oh, it's actually better to use the solid fuel in the towers because, right, one piece of solid fuel has 12 megajoules of energy, and that goes into a rocket fuel which has 100 megajoules of energy but takes 10 solid fuel. You're losing energy. Yes, except this technology exists. This rocket fuel productivity technology exists. So your numbers are immediately just completely busted, because this has 80% productivity, because I've already researched this 8 times from Gleba. So 120 solid fuel actually turns into 21 rocket fuel, not just 10 rocket fuel, or whatever that number would be. 12. Yeah, no, 12. Yeah, it goes 10 solid fuel makes 1 rocket fuel, but you lose megajoules of energy. 10 of these would be 120 megajoules, but 1 rocket fuel is only 100 megajoules. So you're losing 20 megajoules of energy, but this is at 80% productivity, so okay. Alright. You also, don't forget you need solid fuel on the bus. At least, maybe think about it, because solid fuel is a component of fluoroketone. So you either need to make sure solid fuel goes on your Aquilo bus, or make sure that you can make a bit of solid fuel at the end, because this is very efficient, to be fair. This makes 4 a second. Like, this is very, very fast, and you don't need that much solid fuel. The Aquilo soundtrack goes freaking hard. You need some solid fuel to make the fluoroketone, but not that much of it, because even it only takes 1 solid fuel and you get a lot of the fluoroketone back. So right, okay, let's move on. Right, the nuclear power plants have run out of fuel. They are cooling down. They are officially cooling down. These heating towers are hot. I have changed this to burn the rocket fuel, of course. I've added some speed modules to this to just put this at a 1-to-1 ratio so that this is using exactly as much solid fuel as this will consume, providing this is running full tilt, which of course it won't be. And my main experiment with this was to see if this could actually, if 4 of these could maintain the temperature across the heating towers. The heat exchangers, rather, because this is very good at heating things up, but it needs to maintain enough heat to keep these heat exchangers at 500 degrees, and these will cool as they heat the water. So, if we go back into editor mode here and speed this whole process up. So I've put a circuit condition on these to not insert rocket fuel until it's under 550. You could probably change this number to be a bit higher just to make sure that the heat is permeating around. But, long story short, it's not enough. These will dip to their 500 and then stop working. There we go. There it goes. Now you think it should be alright, because this is only using 50 megawatts of heat, and this is in theory producing 160 megawatts, but it's not. It's something to do with the distance. It's something to do with how that heat is actually permeating across all of these heat pipes. But it's very easily fixed, of course. You just reconfigure this space. You can in fact then double this up, and then just put your heating towers here directly across this. So let's do that, I suppose. And there we go, we're back up and running. So now we're making an absolute preponderance of rocket fuel, 2.8 a second, 2.9 a second, basically. So we're stashing some of that, so we can stop worrying about bringing the rocket fuel in. Not that I've launched a single rocket here anyway, but, you know, there we go. And again, only insert into the heating towers when the temperature dips below 600. And then should the rocket fuel not be needed in any of them, yeah, we'll just put it in a box at the end, and eventually this will back up because this uses so much rocket fuel. And yeah, this is infinite energy, basically. We've solved the energy crisis here, folks. Infinite energy from the ocean, forever. Just ice and ammonia. Turn the ammonia into solid fuel with the crude. Ah, we need the crude oil. I guess it's not infinite energy. It's not infinite renewable energy. Oh, sorry. I lied to you. As soon as this crude oil runs out, the system dies. But it won't, because mining productivity exists. We need a way to get rid of the ice. If the ice backs up, then the ammonia stops. If the ammonia backs up, then the ice stops. We'll cross that bridge later when we come to it. It's looking nice. I really like Aquilo. I really, really like it. Alright, the last thing to do then is to just get this fluorine plugged in and get the fluoroketone system sorted out, and then we can make cryogenics labs. Cryogenic science, I should say, sorry. Yeah, just bring the fluoroketone in, whichever way we see fits. Make a different batch of solid fuel here. As I say, like, this uses so little. to make the fluoroketone. This pipe is irrelevant. It turns this pump is irrelevant. It turns out you don't need to do this because you can just directly connect the tank to the machine and tell the machine to not work. You don't need the pump anymore. I forgot that you can do this now. So only make fluoroketone when there's less than 1,000 in the tank. The cryogenic science needs cold fluoroketone but outputs some hot fluoroketone, not a 1-to-1 ratio, so you will need to top this up every now and then eventually. So all we're waiting on here is... what's happening? Lithium. Oh, that's right, yeah, the lithium needs to come in, and the fluorine needs... the fluorine will come in, there we go. Just do this manually. Just do this manually, just to get this process up and running. Okay. Fluoroketone comes out, cooled, basically for nothing. You can't prod module. You can prod module this, you can't prod module this, that would be mad. You don't need to prod module this. And then that's the fluoroketone. And then we'll just plug the fluoroketone, the ice, and the lithium in, and we'll have cryogenic science. But... oh, here comes some more holmium. We're going to save that for next time, because this video is already 41 minutes. And I need to end it on a cliffhanger for some reason. No, that's not strictly true. But we'll make cryogenic science next time. We're waiting on the lunar class ship to come back to fill these with speed modules, and this will make a modest amount of science. Once we get the speed modules in here, this will make a modest amount of science. We can't really do much more than that, because we need to scale up Aquilo. To go XL on Aquilo, you really need the fusion power. And to get the fusion power done, you need fusion reactors researched, which is not too bad. But then you need quantum processors being made on Aquilo, which will require... wrong one. Tungsten carbide, superconductors, carbon fiber. So these are obviously all some of the unique ingredients from the other planets. So we can do that. It's not a problem. We've got this being made on Gleba in vast quantities, vast quantities. So much so that I've actually turned it off. Turned the system off. Have I turned it off, or is it just broken? Can't remember. It needs your Mako mash. I mean, oh yeah, that's right. No, I have turned it off. Yeah, that's right. There we go. This should kickstart itself back up. This should kick itself back into life, he said confidently. No, it's not going to, is it? Bloody Gleba! Pain in the arse. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? So it's best to just get Aquilo done a little bit, and then use the cryogenic science packs to, I mean, get legendary quality for a start. Start thinking about rocket part productivity. That's very helpful. And then we'll come back and do quantum process another time, because all this really does is it gives you the railguns, which you definitely need to get to the solar system edge. And the fusion reactors are very, very nice. Portable fusion reactors are also pretty good, but for the most part, we'll just say that once Aquilo is done, we can start properly excelling on the other planets, because we'll have legendary quality. Hopefully we'll start a legendary quality farm, and yeah, we'll come back to Aquilo another time. What I'd like to do next time, actually, if you can believe it, is go back to Gleba again and sort this monstrosity out, because whenever I'm researching any Gleban science, it is bottlenecked still. It is still not working very well. So we can do better than this. We can square off the whole base. You know, we've got everything we need on Gleba now to go huge because we've been making lots of overgrowth soil by having the biter eggs go backwards and forwards for a while. So I think next time we're actually going to go back to Gleba again, if you can believe it. That would be nice. And this patch completely ran out, so we are also finished here. So I'd also like to get legendary quality modules done as well, but we'll do that next time. Alright, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please let me know with a like or a comment, and if you want to see more Factorio, be sure to subscribe. Blueprints in the book. What has changed? Yeah, just this wall thing has changed, and I don't think any of this really needs a blueprint. It's so beholden to the layout of your island and where your stuff is. And we'll come back and we'll city block this. Well, of course we will. This basic frame will go quite well on Aquilo. Methinks. Should give it a lot of space. We'll need to integrate heat pipes into it, but that'll be a fun little challenge for us. I hope the headphones held out. I was OBS monitor, audio mixer monitor, does seem to say that it has been working consistently, and I just hope that there was no horrendous noise or feedback or anything, but we'll see. Alright. Take it easy. Any questions, of course, please put them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. Have a good one. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.